But now you see the spawning pool, and you see no gas, so you're safe, you're good. You try. So you saw everything you needed to do a 1-gate expand. To get your pilot on 14, gateway on 16, assimilator on 17, Nexus on 20, Cybercore on 20, assimilator number 2, 21, pylon 2, 22. Have a solid economic start. And then you said, fuck that. I also want to point out, like, was this probe fucking tired or something? Union regulations? Was this probe, who already screwed over your build, not capable of building the Nexus? Like, did he not have the right certification points? I don't know. Gonna bring another probe down. But that one's for walling off against the Zerglings that could not exist, because if you had used what might pass for a brain, you would have realized he could not have had a spawning pool and then build Zerglings, and then with those Zerglings, bring them across the map before you could have an Adept. But since our critical thinking skills are slim to none, we're here now. I'm excited to see what the probes do next. Now that we got 2 probes chilling down here, it's like middle schoolers in a group project. They're just yelling at each other instead of actually getting their own shit done. No, you build the Nexus, and I'll build the Cybercore. It's like, you're already there. Can't you just build the Nexus? No, you build the Nexus. I built the Nexus last week. I don't know. Ah, yes. A Stargate. The classic one-gas Stargate. Before Warp Gate and Adept. But late, also, because we went for Nexus after Cybercore. So this is like the, breathy acoustic remix of a dubstep song. Okay? Yeah. It might appeal to all you normies on the internet who suck all that shit up on those Vivo channels, but guess what? It ain't the banger it was supposed to be. It's wrong, and it should be stopped. I choose to believe, like, we're just gonna go back. I choose to believe, at this point, right here, this is when you contemplate what you've done and realize you fucked up. You're like,
assaulting probes.
the fuck is this? Like, is there some sort of diversity requirement on your probes? They're like, well, you have to have the probe. That probe comes from a family who built Nexi for all their life. And this probe came from a family who built pylons too quickly for all their life. But no one probe can be allowed to hog all the time not mining at the wall we don't need. So you gotta be careful to split it up. And then everybody's gonna wait. No, we're not gonna go home. We're gonna try to figure out how best to waste the time of these probes. That's very important. And then we're gonna get a zealot. You could have started that zealot before all of this. But no, we wait till the Cybercore finishes, the Stargate starts, the second useless gateway begins, this clusterfuck of a wall here Now here's the beauty of it. A zealot can't even fit here. It's not your mother. It's not fat enough. The Zerglings just go straight through. Which is a little ironic in this sense. I guess not ironic, but... Oh, yeah. Oh, yeah. Yeah, that'll be fine. Don't worry about it. I like how you're like, if he just stands in the right spot and puffs out his chest, that'll be the ticket. That's it right there. And then, like, you built this second gateway. You built it with that other probe, by the way. Let me point that out. And it sits there. And it does nothing. Now, your builds and your probes are not strangers to useless bureaucracy. Okay? They're not strangers to confusing orders. But it's important to point out. Of all the things here, this was one of the smaller issues, but it is an issue. You might be like, well, I need a second gate. You're supposed to have more gates as your warp gate finishes. Yes, as your warp gate finishes. If it's just going to sit there, it's not even in the wall. It's just looking over the top of it. Don't worry, it might be helpful to be a semi-wall when all the lings just run past your useless zealot. This isn't a fucking Rubik's Cube right here. What? It's really not that hard. I know, I still screw it up on occasion, but this is like... You're like creatively screwing up. This takes effort. Like, some people, they screw up, it's like, well, fuck. You are like... You are really doubling down on this.
Oracle proceed.
So you're gonna get an Oracle. And the Oracle, like... And then the Oracle's gonna sit there.
Research.
And then we're gonna build a gate. It feels like... It feels like you're drawing... No, what's a good example here? Just things are just popping into your head. You're like a 4-year-old. You're not quite sure what any of them mean, but you know these are all things that you associate with getting ladder points. We're gonna get 2 adepts, okay. And then I'm ready for some sick Oracle Micro. He doesn't have a Spore, so despite, I'm pretty sure he had it. Let's just go back a little. Despite literally his Overlord sitting on your Stargate, it's good to see you guys... Well, what I'm learning from this, since this Overlord has been sitting here the whole time... Well, is it the whole time? Am I lying? I might be lying. Let's see. Okay, a few things. So the Overlord sees the Stargate. Your Oracle could have already been across the map. It isn't. But now it sees the Stargate and he reacts, but still slowly. So, I was about to say, like, wow, he doesn't have eyes or critical thinking skills either. Matchmaking is working perfectly. But it seems he does, to an extent. Even though his Overlord was in a dumb spot, he actually did react in a timely manner.
Tina, why are you groaning? You're doing fine. Tina, relax. Easy. Easy. Okay. Tina, you're kind of headed toward the only other car in the lot. Tina, you're kind of headed toward the only other car in the lot. You have plenty of time to turn, Tina, so just go ahead. Turn one way or the other. You're just swerving back and forth. Turn one way and stick with it, Tina. Tina, for the love of God! Turn away or stop! The brakes, Tina, on the left! You're about to hit that car! The brakes! Hit the brakes! Oh my God, it's bad.
I ruined the car.
You did. You really did.
This is gold? No, this is plat. I like how you went Stargate, because you're like, well, I've heard going Stargate is good. And then you're going Immortal Charge Lock, because you're like, this is something I'm comfortable with.
Additional dialogues.
I feel like your build order is much like that Oracle. In the idea's there, the timing isn't terrible, but you have no idea why or what to do with it, and you're botching it.
Required.
Platinum Protoss, well, this is higher plat. The Zerg is diamond, so that you saw that anti-Oracle micro, so sick. I just want to give a little perspective. I've really, like, this is, the way he plays is perfect to nitpick. It's perfect. Nothing he's doing is actually that big of a mistake. But everything he's doing indicates he doesn't know exactly what to do, and he's fucking it up at every single turn. But overall, plenty of probes, decent timing on tech, terrible micro, but it doesn't matter, because he's up against a shitty Zerg player too. Alright, like, I like how we went Oracle, and it's like, nope, we're going Immortal Zealot. Okay. If we could work out... This is the thing, this is many Platinum players. Even Protoss, who probably has the easiest time more regularly following a build. Like Zerg, and even Terran to an extent, like you have units you kind of have to adapt with. But Protoss is pretty mapped out. But, what I find at this level much of the time is it looks like you skip to the 7-minute mark of a build guide. And you're just like, well, looks like they have a Stargate and a Robo and some Immortals and Archons, so we'll just get there and then we'll work from there. It's like, don't skip the 7-minute. It's gonna show you the ad anyways. Okay, well, I don't put ads before 7 minutes. I'm not on... This isn't Loco's channel, okay? But somewhere like that.
Daytime clock.
We'll double forge.
I return to serve.
Twitch chat. Stop it. This is your last warning. Stop what? Now everyone else who wasn't involved in things that should be stopped, panic! Everyone panic! Keep panicking! We're back to the game. Panic basket, please. I want to see full panic basket. Get more panicking! That's not enough panicking! Continue! More! Oh my god. Oh my god. You didn't stop. You didn't stop. I thought he would stop in the midst of the panic. Alright, you guys are free. Thought context clues would be enough. Other streams are for spamming chat in lieu of having actual content, or contents, if you would. But here we actually try to have some. So much content. Thank you, Major Kaiser, for the sub. I can't even use Panic Basket. Is it like... No, Panic Basket I thought is global. Anyways. So you're gonna get Immortal Archon charge slot, max out, and win the game? Oh shit. This is gonna get messy. Thank you, Major Kaiser, for gifting as well. I like how that warping was so important that you decided, fuck the rest of my army. I really need these 10 charge lots in this random location. You took what was a mediocre fight and really just threw it in the trash. So great job there. Thank you, Badly Bowser. Okay, so the answer to, like, how do you beat lurkers is not to throw away all your immortals for no reason. If he has lurkers and hydras and links, and you were pretty fucking surprised that lurkers showed up for no discernible reason, but you were, don't be like, well, guess we're fighting. Why do we have to fight? Archons are really good. Archons are really, really good. But not that good. Another game that, well, if the Zerg had spent his money, this game should end right now. Like, you cannot throw away the army you've been building most of the game. You can't do it. You spent 5 minutes building up those Immortals and Archons. You just threw it all away. Also, Colossus is not a great counter to Lurkers. Not a better counter than Immortals. I hope you win this game. I bet you will. And you'll be like, what a sick comeback. But really, it was the Zerg player's incapability to actually build units. I'm not convinced you will. Yeah, this is the like, well, I'm gonna tech switch because my tech didn't work. It's like saying, what's a good example here? Dad, no, Mom in this case. I tried to drive to school, but my car doesn't work on water. This is a terrible example. This is a terrible analogy. But I tried to drive through the lake and it didn't work. I need a new car. It's like, or I need a boat. Apparently, my car is stuck in the lake. I need a boat. No. Drive around the fucking lake. Make more mortals.
Vespine Geyser exhausted. Nexus point
Thank you,
under enemy attack.
I like how you maximize the damage that one lurker could possibly do.
Back now. D.
Nexus point under enemy attack. Army upgraded.
He's making ultras. Let us make it clear at this point, I'm pretty sure the Zerg player is trolling you. Like, he knows he won 5 minutes ago. In fact, the first fight. Or something close to it. He's like, can I actually build ultras against Protoss? And the answer? Not really. But still, yes, in this case. Thank you, Nuvectus. Like, here's the thing. All that stuff early on, all that mess of a build and all the fuckery that was happening, that was still okay. Like, it wasn't good, but it was okay. But if you're going to do all that, if you're going to have the decision-making skills of a C-level art student, then you can't just throw away your whole army and be like, well, I don't know what to do now. You have to choose one. You either have to have a decent build, then you can throw away your army, but you still have an opportunity. Because you hit at such a timing that you have tech and you have a fallback. Or your build is mediocre and you don't throw away your army. But you can't do both, or this happens. The reason you spend your money is because you keep losing all your units for no reason. So pretty decent, pretty easy to spend your money when you keep losing your bases and your units. Pro tip. What a mess. So for Plat Protoss, that's a C. Speaking of C. And nice art with those pylons. That's a C from me. You're gonna struggle until, like, you gotta lock that shit down. You can build the pylons and the gateways and the cyber cores in the same order at the same time in 90% of your games and matchups. But you just, like, until you can confidently do that more often than not, it's super obvious that you do not have, like, you're just freestyling it. So either go back to art school or get your shit together. Thank you, Dog Zafira, for that sub as well. Thank you for joining. Any YouTube videos you can suggest me? I suggest this one. This one will probably help you out.
諦めんなよ。諦めんなお前。どうしてそこでやめるんだそこで。もう少し頑張ってみろよ。ダメ諦めたら。周りのこと思えよ。応援してる人たちのこと思ってみろって。あともうちょっとのところなんだから。俺だってこのマイナス10度のところしじみが取れるって頑張ってんだよ。絶対やってみろ。必ず目標達成できる。だからこそネバギブアップ。
I suggest that video.